Thanks for coming out, guys. Got back Saturday morning, about 9 o'clock. Guys had off Saturday, and we got right back at it on Sunday and getting ready for what amounts to a really, really good Oregon team. Been in the top 10 for 38 straight weeks, so I don't know if you have to say more than that, but I will. They're very talented, big, strong, very, very fast. Probably the fastest team we've played in a while. Coach Lanning does a great job. He's very impressive. He and his staff, not only are they very talented, but they're very well coached. They do a lot. They present a lot of schematic issues, and they're very, very efficient in situational football. So my hat's off to them. They're doing a great job, top 15 in both scoring offense and defense. And then I think their special teams are very well coached. And in special teams, they do a lot. So they challenge you at every turn. They're very talented. But it's something that I know our whole program is excited about having the opportunity. It's great to get back home, be with our fans. We've already announced a sellout, which is exciting. So looking forward to getting into the week and getting our preparation underway. A great challenge for us. I'll open it up for questions.
I guess as you reviewed this, the most recent game film from the Washington game, I guess what did you see defensively and kind of where those defensive breakdowns continue to be, especially in the secondary?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue we're having right now is there's some explosive plays, right? And, when you talk about the plays that really got out, there was some unfortunate situations. We fell down twice. Which in coverage, if you're playing man coverage, you can't do that, but it happened. I thought that they made some really good plays. They had a very nice catch in the end zone. We made a nice play in the end zone and knocked it out. They're a good football team. They're a very good offense. We knew that going in, and we just made some critical errors, and they capitalized on them. Found the open guy. We had some assignment errors as well, which. Why does that happen? That's the thing we need to get to the bottom of. And, I put it on us. I put it on coaching. We have to get, my job and the coach's job is to equip and inspire our players. And we need to do a better job of that to get them to do it the way we want. Very talented team, as I said, Friday night after the game. So, yeah, we're getting better, though. We did a lot of good things, I think the late field goal at the end of the half was disappointing, right? The 3-play drive and then the kick. But anybody would have signed up if you say, "Oh, you're going to hold them to 7 points or 10 points in the first half." I thought we did improve. It's just when things didn't go well, we kind of lost our way for a little bit, and that we were unable to then, again, as I mentioned, capitalize in some of our scoring situations. But that's where we find ourselves, and so we just got to keep moving forward because we've shown we can do it. We need to do it consistently. I've been talking about that. But now you're certainly going even up another notch in competition. So our improvement, we're going to really have to improve to be able to be effective.
There's no secret Oregon has a robust NIL budget program. I guess two-part. How wide is the gap between in Oregon and Rutgers, and how confident are you that Kelly Zinn and her administration are going to be able to close that gap in the coming years?
Yeah, how wide the gap is really doesn't matter. That's where we find ourselves today, right? So I've never believed in that. There's people like to talk about these gaps, and there are, but that's not new. Like, I've been doing this 37 years. There's always been haves and have-nots. Right, I think the gaps are actually going to start to close a little bit, which is good. I think Kelly and President Tate fully understand what is necessary, and we're moving in the right direction. Again, would everybody like it to be faster? Sure, but I also know that when you're at a program, you have to understand who you are and how you can be effective at that program. When you try to be someone else or do it some other way, I don't believe that's effective, and I think that's exactly what we're doing right now, and I'm very excited about it.
Obviously, it's a big national story out of State College with James Franklin. Were you surprised by that news? And what does it say about the broader state of college football where a $50 million buyout is being paid off for?
Yeah, all good questions. You know, I have a lot of respect for James, but I'm not going to get into all. I have so much on my own plate with Oregon, and that's really what today is about. But certainly a valid point, Steve.
The offense ranks in the bottom half in the country in terms of red zone touchdown rate, despite the efficiency in the other parts of the field. What have you seen to cause that issue, and how can you remedy that against a very athletic defense this weekend?
If it was one thing, I think, we had some opportunities literally where guys wide open and the ball gets batted down. Right now, you can't say, well, it got batted down. I mean, that's what happened, and we didn't score. But some of those situations, twice that happened, that are frustrating. But you have to use that as fuel to figure out, okay, how are we going to get? Maybe it's a different protection scheme. Maybe it's a different technique we teach them to get the hands down. To me, you just keep looking at it, and you don't allow yourself to throw your hands up in frustration, because that's when people start. All right, be a problem solver. How are we going to help these guys? Equip and inspire. That's, to me, what my coaching philosophy has always been, and that's what we will do with this group. And we're gonna get the red zone figured out quickly, because we have a good offense. We do. We have a very good offense, and we got to turn those drives into touchdowns, and we will.
We spoke with Kelly Zinn this morning about NIL, and one of the things she said was investment in NIL doesn't necessarily equate to a better roster, but it can sure help. How important is NIL for bridging that competitive gap between just being a competitive team to being a team that consistently is beating and winning against peer programs?
Well, in the last 5 years, that's been a new element to college football. But I think if you look at it like any other business, you tell me, how is it in your business? You know, if one publication can pay $5 for their writer and another can pay $20 for a writer, right? Usually the guy who's paying $20 is going to get the more established or veteran writer, or the better writer, if you want to say that. I don't know. I think it's no different than any business, but it's a new business, right? I mean, this thing has really only started. But as I mentioned, I think it was on Brian's question, I don't think that the differentiation hasn't existed before. It's been that way for a long time. I think what's happened is there's now a mechanism to close that gap, and just how focused are we on doing that? I really feel very focused now, and I'm excited about it.
Coach, running back room looks a little bit different with some of the injuries than it did in the start of the season. Antoine Raymond getting a majority of the carries. Do you see a bigger role for Ja'Shawn Benjamin going forward, or do you think it's going to be a lot more of Antoine Raymond as the number one back?
Well, we lost CJ. That's really the only thing that changed in that room, right? Where Sam is working back from an injury, and I think Sam, when he feels good, is going to be able to contribute. But I do think it is a little bit of a tricky recovery, a tricky return to play. But he's doing everything he's asked to do. And it's just sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient. I think Ja'Shawn Benjamin's been a big part of our plan all along.